Hi, Miss Women's class. Uh, Today, let's take a look again at our Bible letter, which is the Y. And our Bible verse, ye are the light of the world, found in Matthew 5:14. I'm going to read you again the story of Joshua and Caleb and see if you remember any of this, okay? Joshua and Caleb, found in Numbers 13 and 14. God's people had traveled out of Egypt and were almost to the promised land. God told Moses to send men to scout out the land of Canaan. This is the land God was giving to the Israelites. So Moses sent out one leader from each family tribe. Moses told the leaders to see what the land was like and whether the people living there were strong or weak, few or many. Moses had many questions. Is the land good or bad? Are the cities they live in camps or forts? Is the land good for farming? Are there any trees? Moses urged the scouts to be courageous. So the 12 scouts traveled throughout the land for 40 days. They cut down a cluster of grapes that was so big it took 2 men to carry it on a pole. Then they went back to tell Moses, Aaron, and the other Israelites what they saw. The land is good. It is flowing with milk and honey, they said, but the people who live there are strong, and the cities they live in are large and well protected. Then Caleb, one of the men sent to scout out the land, said, we must go up and take possession of the land. We can certainly conquer it with God's help. But other men disagreed. We can't go up against the people. They are stronger than we are. We look like grasshoppers compared to them. The people were afraid, and they cried all night. They thought Moses and Aaron had brought them to Canaan to die. The Israelites said, let's choose a new leader and go back to Egypt. Joshua and Caleb tore their clothes and said again, the land we explored is extremely good land. If the Lord is pleased with us, he will give it to us. Don't be afraid of the people living in the land. God is with us. The Lord spoke to Moses. How long will these people not trust me? God threatened to destroy all the people, but Moses urged God to forgive them. Moses reminded God that he is patient, loving, and forgiving. God says, since you have asked, I will forgive them, but no one who complained against me will get to see the promised land. God said the Israelites would wander in the wilderness and would not enter the promised land. Only Joshua, Caleb, and the children of Israel would one day enter the land. Okay, so we see in here that the Israelites rebelled against God because they didn't trust him. Not like we do. So we know that, Jesus trusted God. And so we want to do the same thing. Okay? That's our story, our Bible story. So we're going to review the Circus again. And it's by Beverly J. Irby, Rafael Lara Alacio, Linda Rodriguez, illustrated by Debbie Weekly. One tent does not make a circus. 2 tigers do not make a circus. 3 elephants do not make a circus. 4 clowns do not make a circus. You want to count them? 5 horses do not make a circus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 monkeys do not make a circus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 dancers do not make a circus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 dogs do not make a circus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 musicians do not make a circus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 children do not make a circus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But do you know what makes a circus? All of those together make a circus. We have our monkeys and musicians, our horses, our elephants, our dancers, clowns, and tigers and monkeys. They all together, they will have lots of fun. Have you ever been to a circus? Have you ever seen a clown? Was the clown you saw at the circus, or was it someplace else? Okay, that's our book about the circus. And let's take another look at the performers in the circus. These are a few of the performers in the circus. Okay? This is the guy walking on a tightrope. This is a seal standing on his front flippers with his tail in the air with a ball in his mouth. These are acrobats, and they have formed a pyramid. And these are tigers, and they're standing on their back legs. And do you know what? All of them are doing the same thing. They're balancing. That's what they're doing. They are balancing. And I think I talked to you about how you could, try to balance by standing on one leg to see how long you could stand on the one leg, and then switching and going to the other leg and seeing how, if you could balance, how long you could stand there on that one leg. Or you could put something straight down on the carpet. It could be tape or anything that's long and straight. And you could try walking on that without, having your feet to hit the carpet. You just walk on that line. All of those are balancing, and they are large motor skills, is what we call them. Okay, so now we're going to go over and we're going to talk about our sentence today. First, these are our letters. Uppercase B, lowercase b. Uppercase D, lowercase d. Uppercase E, lowercase e. Uppercase S, lowercase s. Uppercase T, lowercase t. And our sentence says, dancing dogs twirl and swirl. Okay, so let's look at our letters. Our beginning of our sentence begins with a capital or uppercase D. So we have a D in our sentence. That's one of our letters. We have, what other letter do you see? Okay, we show a lowercase d. We have a lowercase s. We have a lowercase t. We have a lowercase d. And we have a lowercase s. Okay, now, do you see our sight word in there? Oh, yes, and is our sight word. We have one sight word in there, and it's and, A-N-D. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to go over here, and our sight word is A-N-D. Can you find it in all of these? Do you see it over here in this triangle? Do you see the A-N-D there? In our rectangle? Do you see it? Okay, there it is. A-N-D and A-N-D. Okay, so now we're going to look down here and it said fill in the letters. So A-N-D. So all we have is an N-D here. So what goes here? Did you say A? Okay. Now we have A blank D. What's missing? Do you see? Look up here at that A-N-D. What's missing down here? Did you say the N? And let's look at this one. It just has A-N and there's a blank. What do you think goes at the end of there? Did you say D? Yes. So all of those spell and, A-N-D. Now, here's a sentence down here. And if I was going to say, Jack blank Jill went up the hill, we're going to actually put our sight word in there. And what is our sight word? And. So it's Jack and Jill went up the hill. Okay. Now, we're going to take a look. The letters P and G. Do you know how to sound that out? What is the sound of P? Did you say P? You're right. What's the sound of G? Did you say G? It is. So if I look at this and it's a bag, what goes at the end of this? B-A what? Bag. G goes there. And if I look over here at this is a mop, and I want to put in the letter that goes here. What do you hear in the last letter, mop? Did you say P? Yeah. And over here at this faucet, there's T-A, so we're going to call it tap. What letter do you hear at the end? Tap. Tap. P. And this is a tag. Tag. So if I have the first two letters, what is the last letter? Tag. Did you say G? This is a beetle, but a beetle is, a ladybug, and bug. What do you hear? Bug. Did you say G? And this is a what? Cup. Cup. What letter do you hear at the end? Cup. Did you say P? And this is lip. What letter do you hear? Lip. Did you say P? This is a what? I know you know it. Dog. Dog. What do you hear? A G. And this is a cap. Cap. What letter do you hear at the end? Cap. Cap. It's a P. Okay. I want you guys to remember some of you like your ocean animals and all of that. And I want you to remember that that the earth is made up more of water than it is land. Okay? And some of the other things about your camouflage animals, and I think the shark is one, and also the seahorse, how they can camouflage themselves like the chameleon. Uh, I Your numbers that there are by tens. Can you guys do by 10 now on some of them? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay? And also that your hexagon has 6 sides, and the octagon have 8 sides, because those were the two that some of you kind of mixed up. And by now I know you probably know your P, B's, and D's. That was also something, and I'm sure now you know those. And I just want to let you know that I am very, very proud of you, and I hope that you continue to learn, because as I've always told you, knowledge is power. Can't anyone take that from you. It belongs to you once you get it. And I pray that God will give you the wisdom to know right from wrong, and that you go through and enjoy school. And I hope to see you in the hallways when we all get back to school. And you can tell Fernando bye. And Spotty Blukey, you guys named him Spotty Blukey. And it was 12 of you at the time, and 6 of you wanted Spotty, and the other 6 like Blukey. So that's how he ended up with a first and a last name. So anyway, I'm going to miss you, and you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.